Hey guys, Clumsy here. It's been a long time coming. Welcome back to ETS2 Trucker for Hire. For those of us who've been with the channel for quite some time, you might be familiar with this series. But if you're not, no problem. I'll let you know all about it. So this is the series where we actually roleplay a bit as a normal truck driver. We don't own a trucking company. We are simple truck drivers who have a pretty generic, simple car. Right now we have I think it's a Volkswagen Golf. Yeah. So we go to each of the different pickup points. So we act like a freelance truck driver. We take the job, we take quick jobs, and we earn a bit of money. But we don't have our own truck. So it's a different truck each time, and the trucks can get pretty exciting. You'll see in a bit, right? So right now we are in somewhere in Switzerland. I think we are in Bern. So we are in Bern. We will go to Zurich, to John Deere in here. And we'll be taking a quick job that will take us to Milano, I believe. Should be somewhere there. Now the job expires in 5 hours, so we should get there by then. But I think it would be a perfect warm-up to the series. So you guys will be acclimated to how the series goes, right? And yeah, this has been suspended. This mod has been suspended for a while because of the mod incompatibility, as you might imagine. This requires a bit of mods. So this one in particular, this car mod, thankfully it works pretty well. If you guys want to try it out, you can check it out in the video description. The mods list link is there, and look under the other section. There should be a Volkswagen Golf in there. Oh man. And yeah, the braking is a bit on the stronger side, and the engine sound is a bit on the weaker side. So I'm acting like a guy who is driving manual for the first time here. Also, sorry about my voice, a bit husky. The bug is here again, the cold bug. Oh, maybe that would be a nicer car to drive, huh? But it wouldn't be trucker for hire if we drive a fancy car. Should be a simple one. And I kind of like this car, you know. Nothing too fancy, just a different perspective for a change. So one of the essential mods in this series, as you guys might know, is the improved company trucks mod by LXAP. What that does is it adds a lot of trucks in the quick jobs market. So it adds a lot of different truck configurations. So he adds like trucks with GPS. He adds trucks with damage, with cracked windshields and whatnot. So it makes things more exciting. It makes things more realistic, you know. When you do quick jobs, when you're a truck driver, you drive trucks which are not really brand new. They're actually the opposite. They've seen a lot of wear and tear. They've been through a lot. They've been through hundreds and thousands of kilometers. Yeah. So you cannot expect the trucks to be in tip-top shape, but still in a more or less drivable condition. Now, arguably, some of the conditions that we will be driving in, some of the trucks that we'll be driving in, will not be very roadworthy. And I think it will be bordering illegal. But should be fine. We should make it through. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty okay with this car mod in particular because in general, car mods aren't very nice. It's kind of hard to see a reliable car mod out there because this is Euro Truck Simulator after all. And usually, like, the exterior is nice, but when you go into the interior, it's super buggy. It doesn't work. The mirrors don't work. But this one is pretty good, right? Left mirror working fine. They even have a rear view mirror in there. I'm not sure how they made that work. The GPS is pretty clear. Right mirror is good. Interior is not too bad, right? So it's the perfect work car, yeah, just to get us where we need to go. Luzern and Zurich on the left, and it's nice to have that perspective again. By the way, this is going to be a bit of a hassle, but we can actually always do it like this. We can change the limit, show car limit, so we can drive faster without being penalized. There you go. So now it's 120. So we can actually feel like a car for a sec. This car in particular has 6 gears, I believe. There we go, 120. And so we can get to our destination much faster. And yeah, the sound of the engine is very, very weak. Maybe I should boost it a bit, huh? Wow, this is really fast. Not used to this speed at all. But yes, it feels like it's still purring because the engine is just so quiet. Feels like in a library. Let me do an experiment, alright? Let me pause the game one sec. Let's try it at 5. Now it's a bit louder, isn't it? Oh, my bad. It is a tad louder. But still not enough. Maybe I should change the sound file somehow. Not sure what to replace it with though. If you replace it with a truck sound, doesn't really match. I'm not sure. If you have recommendations, let me know, okay? Zurich. Oh crap. Wow, look at that braking. It braked from 120 to 40 in 1 second. And you didn't even feel the impact. Yeah, the braking is a bit wonky, must admit. But it's fine. We will make it work somehow. Good. So this is like the normal routine in this kind of series. So we drive to the destination using our trusty car. We then take the job, configure the truck a bit. Not really configure, but change our settings to match the truck. Switch to truck limits, change the controller, the gearbox settings, the shifter layout in particular, things like that. Oh yeah, okay. That's why we kind of missed the Zurich exit, because this one is not really in Zurich where we're going. It's like in the border. So we actually took a different exit this time. With how strong this braking is. Oh, the engine died. Yep. Feels so strange being in the height, being in a normal car's height, especially in this game. Feels so weird. But it's amazing how the modding is making this work. Although there is no driver, huh? There's actually an option in this car to enable a driver in there, but I didn't. It seemed a bit wonky. I didn't enable it at all. And this is interesting. There's actually a left turn signal separate from the right turn. Okay. There we go. We can hear the purr of the engine a bit clearer now. There we go. Nothing to be amazed about, but at least there is a sound. Yes. Good. And we are at the next stop. Wow, braking. I wonder if I brake like that, because it brakes from 100 to 0 in 1 second, if the AI behind me will be able to brake the same way. I haven't ever tested that, but I don't think I've had the occasion of someone hitting me from behind because I braked too fast. So I'm not sure. And by the way, if you notice that different icon, that's thanks to Kirill's subtle floating icons during Scania Trucker, but we won't be using that one. We'll be just parking here. Wow. Let's say this is an old car and it keeps on dying on me. Let's not think that that's because of my lack in driving skills. Now, where can we park here? I think I see a parking area. Maybe we can just park there at the corner, I guess. Should be fine. Somewhere here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see a car there. We can maybe go next to him before we take the job. Ah, there we go. These are the guys. Okay. The other truckers. Alright, let's park next to this guy and go do that job. Nowadays, most of the cars have that reverse camera, right? But I grew up driving a pretty standard car, no cameras whatsoever, so I had to rely on my mirrors. But that's good practice, actually. So yeah, I guess we're gonna do that. Turn off the lights, the engine, and we should be good to go. Let's get that job. This is the right spot, right? Yes, I think so. John Deere it was. By the way, we have an email. Special transports. Yes. There are actually like quick jobs which are special transports, I think. Yes. So we can do that sometime. But for now, Zurich. There we go. It's still there. Beautiful. And yes, it's a Renault Premium. Don't worry, it has crash boom sounds. So it should be pretty nice. And I forgot to bring out my questions for ETS2. Man. Alright, there we go. So as you can see, even though it's a quick job truck, you have a chiller, dice, curtains, GPS, and we cannot customize any of it. Yeah, because this is not our truck, so we have to live with it. Right, let's fix that mirror. Actually, maybe I should have fixed the field of view first before I did anything. Yeah, something like that. Should be fine. There we go. Let's hear the engine sound. And even the skin is different. Now this might be a bit too loud because we changed the volume, right? So maybe just 2. There, that's more like it. Even the fuel is not full. Now thankfully we don't have cracked windshields, but in terms of damage we have 13%. So that means I won't have access to my highest gear. My gearbox is broken. We'll have to maybe there is a mechanic along the way if we're lucky. Actually, we can take that, or we can take this route as well, which is a lot longer. 538 with those kinds of bends. Are we up for the challenge? Let's do it. Let's do it. We can even fix ourselves first here. Yeah? Good. Now, I forgot to look at the truck. I think it has 12 speeds. Yeah, 12D. So let's change that. ZF 12 speeds. And let's bring back the speed limit to the truck one. There we go. Should be good. We are ready to go. How about the questions? Let me load it up so that we will have something to talk about maybe. That might be the better approach. Yes. Okay. I'm back. Good. Force feedback is there. We are good to go. We are attached. And yeah, by the way, So the improved company trucks by LXAP, it works with 1.31, but it doesn't have trailer cables by default. You can see this one has trailer cables, but that's because I did the fix. So I manually changed all the definition files, like I don't know how many, thousands of them. But thanks to Find and Search, and thanks to a tip by Scania, oh I forgot his name, Scania guy, I knew what to fix. So if you want to have trailer cables along with LXAP's improved company trucks, make sure to download my mod. Check out the mods list in the video description. There should be a link there to LXAP's improved company trucks, and below that would be the fix by yours truly. Yeah. So just install both mods, activate both mods, and make sure to put the fix on top. Right? And that should enable you to have the trailer cables as well. Right, it's good to go. But I'm really happy that this mod works, because without LXAP's mod, this series will not be a thing. It will not be exciting enough to add to drive quick job trucks, because they will always be perfect, they will always be at 100%, and they will not have these funky curtains. Turn on our lights. Right. Once we get on the road, we'll start with the Q&A. So many cars. Can I squeeze in, guys? Oh my goodness. Never ends. You know what? You wait there. Okay, he stopped. I was just expecting a crash at some point. There he is. There you go. Alright, we are good to go. Before I start with the Q&A, maybe I can share some news. In terms of ETS2, ATS, in terms of official news from SES, I don't really have much, but I do have some mods to share. So I just finished the event in ATS, the one for Big Sur. I just finished it. It was a bit grindy, 15 jobs going to the same spot. It was a bit grindy, but I finally managed it, and it was fun in the end. And yeah, I got the rewards and everything. And I was driving with the GTM team's Kenworth T800. And I recently found out that Piva actually has a custom dashboard for them, and it's so good. It's very good looking and very functional, because you have like the digital speed, was it? By the way, do you hear that weird sounding thing? That like that's the tire noise. If you're hearing that in your games as well, that's the wheel noise. You can actually change that. 0.2 should be nice, so we don't have so much of that weird sounding thing. Yeah, and now it's a lot more realistic. So 1.0 is just a bit too loud. There we go, that's much better, I think. If you're listening to this in headphones, then you probably hear that as well. Okay, good. I'm not even sure which mod that came from. Anyway, Piva's custom dashboard for the Kenworth T800 and W900B by the GTM team is very nice, because the dashboard has like a digital speedometer. It shows your gear properly, very legible, things like that. And yes, I just remembered that I don't have access to my 6H Even if I'm switching here, I'm stuck at 6L. Fine. So we'll be burning fuel here. Good. And yeah, my plan for this series is to go and explore Italy, because it's been like almost a year since the last episode of this series. It's like a long season break, but now we're back, and during that time we didn't even have Italy yet. Italy DLC was not yet released. That's how long ago it was when we last played with Trucker for Hire. So now let's go and explore Italy. It's been a while, and then maybe we can jump onto the southern region. There is a ferry to somewhere, I forgot which city in Italy, but an Italy to southern region shuttle, ferry rather. So maybe that can work. Right, we're good. Alright, yes. Also, there is a new mod that I really like. It's called Scania Touring. It's actually a coach mod, a bus mod. Usually the bus mods aren't very nice because the exteriors are quite okay, but interiors are pretty crappy usually. They're like the car mods, But now this one, Scania Touring, it's not like fully done, but the mod author's PC broke and he decided to release the unfinished mod anyway. So it might have a few bugs here and there, but it should not be that bad. So I tried it a bit and it was so good. The models were so good. The paint jobs, the interior and exterior are very, very high quality. And in terms of performance, they're not really performance suckers, so they're very optimized, similar to other normal trucks. So they don't have too many polygons and whatnot. So in terms of performance, it shouldn't be bad. So if you are craving for Eurocoach sim, that's the best thing you can have for now. The Scania Touring mod, and you can download that. It's also in the mods list. Look under the trucks section. It should be there. I actually wanted to make a video of it. Maybe I will at some point, but I'm still looking for a decent passenger mod. Wait a minute. Why am I not going through there? To Vaduz. Let's see. Okay, I am kinda-ish. Maybe just a different exit. Okay, fine. Okay, let's leave it there. So yes, that Scania Touring mod, very, very good. Highly recommended. And so you get beautiful models and you drive with ETS2 physics. Yeah, so there might be a few hiccups, but the customization, the bus itself, the coach itself, it's so good. The only thing you don't have is passengers. So I'm still looking for a decent passenger mod there. Not sure where to get that from. I found this one from, I think it's called Passenger Transport Rush Hour Mode, something like this, with VIPs and everything. The concept was nice. It was perfect for a bus mod, but I'm not sure it's crashing on my profile. So first and foremost, I couldn't find a trailer with passengers, a job with passengers. And then when I look at the trailer browser and specifically click on the passengers, I get a weird thing. What is this? Go straight, okay. I crash when I go to the trailer browser and click on the passengers load. So I'm not sure if anyone was able to make it work, or if you know of a decent passenger mod, can you let me know in the comments? So maybe I can install it, and maybe I can make a video of Scania Touring with an actual passenger job, taking people from one city to the other. What the heck is this? One sec. Okay. Why the heck would you make me go all the way around when we're already here? Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Weird GPS. Okay, let's scratch that. Let's just continue along the path. I mean, I doubt I'll be needing full gear here anyway. I just wish yeah, and maybe it's downhill, so we won't need as much fuel. Oh, that one also. You see the no entry signs? That one's from Kirill. Subtle floating icons. You'll also see later when we park, the parking indicators, you know, the ones which tell you where to park exactly. Those have been changed, and those are very nice. If you haven't watched the stream where I showcased that, and that should be released to the public soon, very soon. Should be days, I guess. If it's not been released already, as this video comes out. And as we go through the windy roads, we go and get into bad weather. Rip. Lots of hairpins in this one. Anyway, so yes, let me know if you are familiar, if you have used any of the passenger mods out there. I would love to take a job with the Scania Touring coach and show it to you guys, because it's really high quality, super high quality. Alright, and yes, if you want to download, it's under the truck section in the mods list, link in the video description. Anyway, that's long enough break. I guess we can start with Q&A. As a warm-up, there was a question from Monica, TSA. Is it TSA or Ja? I'm not really sure, but Monica. And she was just asking, have you ever been to Dubai, UAE, or do you want to go there? And she lives in Dubai. By the way, I hope you're a she, because it's Monica, but maybe I'm not sure. You let me know, okay, if I got that wrong. Have I ever been to Dubai? Yes, but just the airport. Sorry. So I think I went there once or twice, but only in the airport as a stopover, because I was in Emirates, I think. So maybe only once. I can't remember anymore. No, twice, sorry. Twice. Yeah. Because of the Emirates airline. And it was pretty nice. The airport for sure, but yeah, I was not able to go out. I need a separate visa for that. I'm pretty clueless on what I can see, and maybe I have to study up on the culture first to make sure I don't offend anyone when I'm there. The religion and stuff, so maybe I have to study up, but it would be nice, yeah, at some point. What I only remember is in the airport there's a Shake Shack, I believe, and it's a very like, oh, Shake Shack, because I think it's only in the US where it came from, and we don't have that anywhere in Asia, at least not yet, I think. This is a very nice drive, actually. I was thinking the bends would be violent, but it's actually pretty scenic. Just very friendly bends for the bendy people. As Keralis would say. Anyway, that's that. Thank you. And then Sulfur asks, I think someone asked this before already, but if you will get a truck as a car, which truck will you get? So like for normal driving, well, for sure I will get the Scania Next Gen, because it's just such a marvel, a technological marvel. Such a pleasure to drive. The seats look super comfortable with air suspension and whatnot. So yes, if ever I would get a truck as a car, I would get Scania Next Gen for sure. I mean, driving classic trucks is nice in game, but imagine living in Singapore where it's like, I don't know, 30 plus degrees, super humid, and not having decent air conditioning because you are in an old truck. No thank you. So Scania Next Gen all the way. Comfort and technology. I'll keep classic car trucks in ETS2, in ATS. Yeah, and he guessed Scania. Yes, definitely. And then Jay has a barrage of questions. Thanks a lot for the questions, Jay. Very interesting topics here. I hope you guys can understand me even with my husky voice. If not, well, too bad. No, you let me know, okay? And we'll think of a way. Alright, Jay's first question. Have you ever been so angry or mad in a situation that you have gotten into a physical fight? Or hypothetically, would you get into a physical fight if you had to protect your family and friends when speaking to the other person or didn't work? So if I would classify myself, there's this cliche, right? I'm a lover, not a fighter. I would attribute myself more to that. I don't really like ending struggles in physical combat, actually fighting someone physically. I prefer a battle of the minds, so to speak. Wiles and guile over muscle. So I would prefer to, yes, of course, speak and end things amicably. But if not, then use my brain and use some kind of scheme to gain the upper hand, so to speak. Historically, I think I've been in a fight only once, maybe twice, and nothing too serious. Like a few scruffles, but nothing like a full-blown fight with audience and whatnot. It was just a spur of the moment. Back when I was in grade school, I think. But yeah, I don't really want to get into a fight because one, I'm super clumsy. I just probably end up embarrassing myself and not achieving the goal I had in mind. And two, I think it's not very effective in the long run. Maybe it's good for letting off steam, but for conflict resolution, I would rather think of other alternatives. That's why I really love the Peaky Blinders series, because in Peaky Blinders, if you're not familiar with that series, it's like how do you say? It's like the mafia, but in the UK. It's like gangsters and stuff. And it's a gangster series, so lots of violence and crime and whatnot. But what I like about it in particular is that the main guy, Thomas Shelby, is super smart, and he's like the ultimate schemer. As in schemes, as in plans inside plans. He thinks on his feet. He gets up when he is brought down. He doesn't get tired of trying. So he's like super. He's really his grit. He's super gritty. Yeah. So he continues fighting regardless, and he plans these amazing schemes that no one thinks of, and that lands them with the prize, so to speak, every single time. So even if you don't understand what he's doing in the meantime, people have come to know him so much that they just trust him blindly, and they know that at the end of it, he'll get them through them. help get them through whatever they're going through. So yeah, and he uses not violence, well, sometimes violence, but he brokers deals. He makes alliances with the enemy of his enemy, things like that. Scheme on top of scheme on top of scheme, and it's just, I love watching those, because when you use the brain, that's like my more I really like that. That stimulates me more than just being the top dog in terms of fighting. Although I enjoy as well, like watching UFC, but not because of the violence. I like UFC because of the technicality of it. It, from a normal point of view, from a normal guy's point of view, it just seems like two guys hitting each other and brawling. But once you get into the nitty-gritty details, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, mixed martial arts in general, is so technical. Like the techniques that are involved in a punch, in a move, in a maneuver, counter against counter against counter, how you get past the guard, things like that. It's so technical that it's such an interesting topic for me. And I had a point where I was a huge UFC fan. Nowadays, I don't watch so much anymore. I think we'll need retarder here. Yeah. This is getting pretty steep. And there you see the subtle no entry signs by Kirill. I really love that. So when Kirill and I were speaking at one point, I was telling him that I really loved the southern region borders like that, because they were very subtle, and I didn't know that he was planning to make his own versions. I'm glad that he did. That is so good. And now it's dark. Crap. What time is it? 6 p.m. Wow. That's quick. Sorry. Alright, but yes. So scheming over fighting, basically. Alright, thanks for that question. His next question is, do you switch on any kind of night light when you go to sleep, or you don't mind sleeping in the dark? If you do switch on a night light, why? If not, then all good. I had phases. I had different phases. Nowadays, no. I just keep it off, because if there's no light, then it's easier to sleep. But I had a phase where I preferred a nightlight because I got scared. And this is partly why I try to avoid all kinds of horror movies, games, books, anything horror. Because I get paranoid so easily that I end up having difficulty sleeping, and sometimes I have to keep on a light just so I won't be afraid. So it's all very human fear. The only reason I would put nightlight in is human fear. It's a very human reasoning. But yeah, in a normal scenario, if I haven't watched horror, then I'm good. The thing I hate about horror movies is not the actual movie. Like when the things are happening, like when I'm watching the movie itself, while I'm watching it, it's scary, yes. It can get pretty surprising, shocking at times, yes. Oh, look at this tunnel. We have this similar tunnel in Fernbus, right? And if you remembered, what I hated about that Fernbus logic was that the objects from afar, like the ventilation, the arrows like that, they don't appear until they're right in your face. And it was such an immersion breaker for me. I'm glad that ETS2 was able to handle that perfectly. Good. So yes, anyway, what was I saying? Horror movies, yes. So the actual horror movies are fine. They're scary, they're shocking, yes, but I can live with it. What I hate more is what it does to my brain afterwards. I get so paranoid. Like you know that typical scene where you have that you're in the washroom, you have that mirror, you go down on the sink to wash your face, and you go up, someone's behind you, things like that. If I see something like that in the movie, then I'm fine with it. It's scary for that moment, but what's worse is afterwards, it's still there. It still lingers on my mind, and I get so paranoid with when washing my face and things like that. So I hate it. That's why I don't like watching horror movies. But yes, lights off, definitely, for sleeping. Much easier to sleep. So, distance check, 3 hours away. We are still in Switzerland, I think, but we should be crossing over to Italy soon. I hope. Good. Next question. Have you been caught by the traffic police for any kind of incident? Speeding, running traffic light? Yes. So in the Philippines, where I drive a car, I've been caught multiple times. Oftentimes not in a righteous way, like unjustly, I would say. Because in Manila, traffic can be very subjective based on the police officer. You know, things like can you turn right on a red signal? Normally you should be able to, but sometimes, depending on the intersection, police officers interpret that intersection as a no right turn on red, even if there is no sign saying otherwise. Yeah, so sometimes you think you are able to turn right, but not. And so I've gotten caught with those kinds of things. And had to get a ticket, things like that. Sometimes you try to bribe them. That's just the way it works in Manila. Or oftentimes you try to request to be let off, as a warning, things like that. Sometimes it works, depending on the mood and maybe the hunger level of the police officer and my charms. Is the rain finally over? I think it is. Finally. Good. Yeah, but I've gotten caught that way. I've gotten caught when they said I beat the red light even if I didn't. So it was clearly like a corrupt officer trying to get some lunch money or something. And I had to I still remember that it was an old guy who stopped me over, pulled me over, and was insistently saying that I ran the red light. And look at that, even the toll sign, very nice, right? By Kirill as well. Amazing. The colors actually stand for something, he mentioned. He says it's red if you lose money because of that icon. Like if you have to pay a toll, then it's red. If it's like a trucking job, then it's green because you earn money out of that. And if in a service station, it's blue. In a mechanic, it's blue because you can either buy or sell parts, things like that. So there is an actual logic in there. I like that twist. Very smart. But anyway, going back to the question. So I've gotten caught at one point with that quote-unquote beating the red light. So we had to discuss for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I was insisting that no, it's not beating the red light. Let's observe. Oh crap. Like I was telling him, okay, let's go down, let's observe the traffic light. If it really goes red, when that opposite side is green, because I'm 100% sure it's green as well when the other side is green, something like that. And then when it seemed like he wouldn't be able to get money out of me, then he just let me go. So in Manila, when you drive, it's not enough to know the driving rules, the driving laws. You should also know the specific quote-unquote unofficial laws per intersection, per area. That's why it's such a hard thing to drive in Manila for the first time. To drive in a new road, in a road for the first time, because you don't know the house rules, so to speak. Don't merge with me. I think he was trying to merge in. Okay, we're now in Italy. Nice. Not sure when we passed through a border somewhere, but by the time we reached the toll gate, that was in Italy already. I'm sure, because of the toll, the style. But I didn't notice the stuff. I didn't notice the flags, the actual flags. Fuel wise, we should be good. Should be able to continue. I'm sorry it's super dark, but at least it's realistic, right? I guess the lampposts are a bit on the darker side though, huh? Very weak lights. The only time I remember where I was really caught and I really was doing something wrong was somewhere in Makati. That's a city in the Philippines, like central business district, where most of the offices are. Oh crap. Thank you. Okay, should we be able to make it? Phew. Shortest toll gate ever, because we'll be exiting on the other side. Aeroporto Milano, yes, Bologna. We're going to Milano. The only time I remembered that I really broke the law and they caught me was when I made a U-turn on a junction with no U-turn. There was clearly a no U-turn sign, and I was like, oh crap, engine malfunction, rip. That's also one thing that's common when you drive a second-hand truck, a very used-up truck with lots of damage. Okay, where should we go here? Telepass. Should be good, I think. I really love that sign. Looks so real, that tall one. Good. Alright, we're almost there, I think. Yeah, 24 kilometers. So I made a U-turn on a specifically no U-turn slot, and it was like, I don't know, almost midnight, I guess. So I thought that I could get away with it, because otherwise I would need to go all the way around, and I was already rushing. So I made the U-turn, and lo and behold, a police officer was waiting at the other side of the road after you do your U-turn. So yeah, ripperoonie. And only later on did I realize that actually that's why a police officer was there. Well, probably many people try to break that law, and there was actually a police station right at that same intersection. So I actually broke the law right outside the police station. So yes, no wonder I got caught. And yeah, I had to pay the fine then. That was pretty crappy. But yeah, other than that, I think most of my other quote-unquote arrests are wrongful ones. Okay. Thanks for the questions, Jay. And then his next question, I think we can take one more. Do you have any phobias? Height, water, spider? Not specifically. I mean, I was never a brave guy. So like if you ask me to do bungee jumping, I will probably not go through with it. Ooh, what are these signs? I think it's the first time I've seen them. Maybe I just don't notice before because now it's night. Look how subtle those are. Yeah, the no entry signs there. Fading in and out. Love it. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So I'm not really the bravest guy, but I don't really specifically have a phobia. You know, like, because phobia is a different thing. It's a real psychological condition. You can't just say be brave. Yeah, you have to really put that into therapy to treat it until you get over it. I'm not even sure. Maybe some phobias are not like you can't get rid of it totally. You can maybe just manage it. I don't think I have a phobia specifically, but I am scared of a lot of things. Like if you ask me to, like in terms of height, not really. In terms of looking down a building, sometimes I get nauseous, but it's not like whoa, like super scared. But yes, just don't ask me to jump on it, and I should be fine. Yeah, so no specific few phobias. Wait a minute, is this the one? This is a very nice spot. Very industrial. And very well lit, thankfully. That should be easier for parking. Oh, and I can see Cracker's trailers there. Yeah, look at that. Can I enter? Thank you. How the heck do you enter that though? With that double trailer in there. Goodness. I guess we can go around because this guy just blocked the way. Okay, let's go around and hope that there is an opening in there on that other side. We will see. Looks like there is. Luck has not totally run out. And there's the refueling icon. I can't see it so much, but yeah, it's that green thing there. Can't remember why it's green. Kirill explained that to me, but I thought green was because I think it's easier to see, something like that. Yet if I base it on the logic where you lose or gain money, it should be red, right? Because you lose money when you refuel. I don't know, maybe I missed something. He explained it to me, I forgot. And there we go. Here is the parking. Let me show you. Let me fly a bit, because this is really nice if you haven't seen it yet. And I'll share the link as soon as it's public, but as of this recording, it's not yet public, so I can't share anything yet. Let me show you what this is. So aside from the park here, there's actually a sign. Please park the trailer here. The coordinator. Actually, when you pick up a trailer, like we did a quick job, so we don't really see that. We didn't really see that. But when you're picking up a trailer, there's also the signs. This is your trailer, something like that. The coordinator. I'm really scared of that guy. It's like Big Brother. He knows everything. And then here at the back, please park the trailer here with a typo. I love that. I love that twist. Yeah, so that's how it goes, and it looks like it glows in the dark. That's beautiful, because sometimes at daytime it's a bit dark, but at night it's perfectly visible, and that's amazing, because otherwise it would be impossible to park properly. So this one has steerable axles, I guess, or does it? I think it does, because it's just swaying like mad now. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's take it slow. And steer. Does that work? There we go. Textbook parking. Love it. I was not expecting that to be so smooth. I got lucky. Yeah, I just got lucky. Like a glove, as Squirrel would say. Just right in the spot, huh? And it turns green. Yeah, the light turns green when you're in. Cool. So that's that. Tractor RS666, 538 kilometers. We earned 8,000 there. Now I think the economy and the job, the experience has been changed as well with this improved company trucks. I remember I deleted it before, but I think it's back. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the job. Next episode, we will explore more of Italy. Thank you for the questions, everybody. We'll continue on the next ETS2, maybe in the main series. We'll continue with the Q&As. I still have a couple of questions, but if you have some more, refill the tank and post them in the questions channel in the Discord server. Right? Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy trucking, everybody. Catch you in the next episode. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, comment, share with your friends, and please check out my Patreon page. Link in the video description if you're interested in supporting me and joining me on this beautiful trucking journey. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.